हरे कृष्णा। चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला चैप्टर 1 टेक्स्ट 251। सभी सुनने वाले प्यारे भाई बहनों को, अनुभवों को, माननीय अनुभवों को, वैष्णवियों को, गोपा गोपियों को और सभी भक्त वृंद को सर्ववंद्य देवी दासी माता जी का दंडवत प्रणाम स्वीकार करें। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमः आचार्यपादाय नित्याय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा दामदाय नगरग्राम तारिणी। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यास ततो जयमुदीरे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वासुदेवा परा वेदा वासुदेवा परा मखा वासुदेवा परा योगा वासुदेवा परा क्रिया वासुदेवा परम ज्ञाना वासुदेवा परा तपा वासुदेवा परो धर्मो वासुदेवा परागति। वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु व्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कृष्णे स्वधामोपगति धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सा कलो नष्टो दृशामेष पुराणार्को उदिनोदिता। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टु किम्। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। At Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed chanting and dancing unceasingly. Thus he enjoyed the pastime of Sankirtana. He manifested his causeless mercy, pure love of God to everyone, including the lowest man. Residing with the Lord at Jagannatha Puri, where Pandita, Gosai, and other devotees such as Bakreswara, Damodara, Shankara, and Haridasa Thakura. जगन्नाथ भगवान गोंडेचा कैसे स्वारा परमानंदा पुरी and Swarupa Damodara were other devotees who also lived with the Lord. Srila Ramananda Raya and other devotees who were residents of Jagannatha Puri also remained permanently with the Lord. Other devotees of the Lord, headed by Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda, Srivasa, Vidyanidhi, Vasudeva, and Murari, used to visit Jagannatha Puri and remain with the Lord for 4 continued months. The Lord enjoyed various pastimes in their company. At Jagannatha Puri, Haridasa Thakura passed away. The incident was very wonderful because the Lord himself performed the festival of Thakura Haridasa's departure. At Jagannath Puri, Srila Rupa Goswami met the Lord again and the Lord invested his heart with all transcendental power. After this, the Lord punished Junior Haridasa and Damodara Pandita, gave some warning to the Lord. Thereafter, Sanatana Goswami met the Lord again, and the Lord rested him in scorching heat during the month of Jyeshtha. Being pleased, the Lord sent Sanatana Goswami back to Vrindavana. After that, he was fed wonderfully by the hands of Sri Advaita Acharya. After sending Sanatana Goswami back to Vrindavana, the Lord privately consulted with Sri Nityananda Prabhu. He then sent him to Bengal to preach love of Godhead. Soon afterward, Vallabha Bhatta met the Lord at Jagannatha Puri, and the Lord explained to him the import of the holy name of Krishna. After explaining the transcendental qualities of Ramananda Raya, the Lord sent Parduman Misra to his residence and Pradyuman Mishra learned Krishna Katha from him. After this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saved Gopinatha Patnayaka, the younger brother of Ramananda Raya, from being condemned to death by the king. Ramachandra Puri criticized Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eating. Therefore, the Lord reduced his eating to a minimum. However, when all the Vaishnavas became very sorry, the Lord increased his portion to half as much as usual. There are 14 planetary systems within the universe, and all living entities reside in those planetary systems. Dressing like human beings on pilgrimage, they all used to come to Jagannatha Puri to visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, all the devotees headed by Srivasa Thakura were chanting the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not licking the chanting his transcendental qualities. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised them as if he were angry. What kind of chanting is this? He asked, are you leaving aside the chanting of the holy name of the Lord? Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised all the devotees, telling them not to show impudence and spoil the entire world by becoming independent. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was apparently in the angry mood of chastise his devotees, many thousands of people outside loudly cried in a tumultuous voice, all glory to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the people began to call very loudly, all glory to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the son of Maharaja Nanda. Now you have appeared in order to deliver the whole world. Oh Lord, we are very unhappy. We have come a long distance to see you. Please be merciful and show us your favor. When the Lord heard the humble patience made by the people, his heart softened. Being very merciful, he immediately came out and gave audience to all of them. Raising his arms, the Lord asked everyone to chant loudly the vibration of the holy name of Lord Hari. There immediately arose a great stir, and the vibration of Hari filled all directions. Seeing the Lord, everyone became joyful out of love. Everyone accepted the Lord as the Supreme, and thus they offered their praise. While the people were offering their praise unto the Lord, Srivasa Thakura sarcastically said to the Lord, at home you wanted to be covered. Why have you exposed yourself Outside, Srivasa Thakura continued, who has taught these people? What are they saying? Now you can cover their months with your own hand. It is as if the sun, after raging, wanted to hide itself. We cannot understand such characterize is your behavior. The Lord replied, my dear Srivasa, please stop joking. You have all combined together to humiliate me in this way. Thus speaking, the Lord entered his room after glancing auspiciously upon the people out of charity. In this way, the desire of the people were completely fulfilled. At this time, Raghunatha Dasa approached Sri Nityananda Prabhu and according to his order, prepared a feast and distributed prasadam composed of chips, rice and curd. Later, Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami left home and took shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannatha Puri. At that time, the Lord received him and placed him under the care of Swarupa Damodara for spiritual enlightenment. Later, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped Brahmananda Bharati's habits of wearing deer skin. The Lord thus enjoyed his pastimes continuously for 6 years, experiencing variety of transcendental bliss. I have thus given a synopsis of the Madhya Leela. Now please hear the pastime the Lord performed during the last 12 years, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadasa, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. In this, I will stop my talk. Hare Krishna to all listeners. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 2. The ecstatic manifestation of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 1. While relating the synopsis from the last division of the pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this chapter 1 shall describe the Lord's transcendental ecstasy, which appears like madness due to his separation from Krishna. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glory to all the devotees of the Lord during his last 12 years. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always manifested all the symptoms of ecstasy in separation from Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's state of mind day and night was practically identical to Radharani's state of mind when Uddhava came to Vrindavana to see the gopis. The Lord constantly exhibited a state of mind reflecting the madness of separation. All his activities were based on forgetfulness, and his talks were always based on madness. Blood flowed from all the pores of his body, and all his teeth were loosened at one moment. His whole body became slender, and at another month his whole body became fat. The small room beyond the corridor is called the Gambhira. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stay in that room, but he did not sleep for a moment. All night he used to grind his mouth and head on the wall, and his face sustained injuries all over. Although the three doors of the house were always closed, the Lord would nonetheless go out and sometimes would be found at the Jagannatha temple before the gate known as Simha Dwara, and sometimes the Lord would fall flat into the sea. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would also run very fast across the sand dunes, mistaking them for Govardhana. As he ran, he would wail and cry loudly. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mistook the small park of the city of Vrindavana. Sometimes he would go there, dance and chant, and sometimes fall unconscious in spiritual ecstasy. The extraordinary transformations of the body due to transcendental feeling would never have been possible for anyone but the Lord, in whose body all transformations were manifest. The joints of hands and legs would sometimes become separated by 8 inches, and the remained connected only by the skin. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hands, legs and head would all enter within his body, just like the withdrawn limbs of a tortoise. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to manifest wonderful ecstasy. Symptoms his mind appeared vacant, and there were only hopelessness and disappointment in his words. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to express his mind in this way. Where is the Lord of my life, who is playing his flute? What shall I do now? Where should I go to find the son of Maharaja Nanda? To whom should I speak? Who can understand my disappointment without the son of Nanda Maharaja? My heart is broken. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always expressed bewilderment and lamented in separation from Krishna. At such times, he used to recite the sloka from Ramananda Raya drama known as Jagannatha Vallabha Nataka. Srimati Radharani used to lament our Krishna does not realize what we have suffered from injuries inflicted in the course of loving affairs. We are actually misused by love because love does not know where to strike and where not to strike. Even Cupid does not know of our very much weakened condition. What should I tell anyone? No one can understand another's difficulties. Our life is actually no under our control. For youth will remain for 2 or 3 days and soon be finished. In this condition, O Creator, what will be our destination? Srimati Radha Rani spoke thus in distress due to separation from Krishna. Oh, that shall I say of my distress after I met Krishna. My loving propensities sprouted, but upon separating from him, I sustained a great shock, which is now continuing, like the sufferings of a disease. The only physician for this disease is Krishna himself, but he is not taking care of this sprouting plant of devotional service. What can I say about the behavior of Krishna? Outwardly, he is a very attractive young lover, but at heart he is a great cheat, very expert in killing others' wives. Srimati Radharani continued lamenting about the consequences of loving Krishna. My dear friend, I do not understand the regulative principle given by the Creator. I loved Krishna for happiness, but the result was just the opposite. I am now in an ocean of distress. It must be that now I am going to die. for my vital force no longer remains. This is my state of mind. By nature, loving affairs are very crooked. They are not entered with sufficient knowledge, nor do they consider whether a place is suitable or not, nor do they look forward to the results. By the ropes of his good qualities, Krishna, who is so unkind, has bound my neck and hands, and I am unable to get relief. In my loving affairs, there is a person named Madana. His qualities are thus: personally, he possesses no gross body, yet he is very expert in giving pains to others. He has 5 arrows, and fixing them on his bow, he shoots them into the bodies in innocent women. Thus these women become invalids. It would be better if he took my life without hesitation, but he does not do so. He simply gives me pain. In this scriptures, it is said that one person can never know the unhappiness in the mind of another. Therefore, what can I say of my dear friends Lalita and the others? Nor can they understand the unhappiness within me. They simply try to console me repeatedly, saying, "Dear friend, be patient." I say, "My dear friend, you are asking me to be patient," saying that Krishna is an ocean of mercy and that sometime in the future he will accept me. However, I must say that this will not console me. I living entity's life is very flickering. It is like water on the leaf of a lotus flower. Who will live long enough to expect Krishna's mercy? A human being does not live more than 100 years. You should also consider that the youthfulness of a woman, which is the only attraction for Krishna, remains for only a few days. If you say this Krishna is an ocean of transcendental qualities and therefore must be merciful someday, I can only say that he is like fire which attracts month by its dazzling brightness and kills them. Such are the qualities of Krishna. By showing us his transcendental qualities, he attracts our minds, and then later by separating from us, he drowns us in an ocean of unhappiness. In this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented in a great ocean of sadness, and thus he opened the doors of his unhappiness. Forced by the waves of ecstasy, his mind wondered over transcendental melodies, and he recited another verse as follows. My dear friend, unless I serve the transcendental form, quality, and pastime of Sri Krishna, all my days and all my senses will become entirely useless. Now I am uselessly bring the burden of my senses, which are like stone, brooks, and dried wood. I do not know how long I will be able to continue without shame. Of what use are the eyes of one who does not see the face of Krishna, which resembled of moon and is the birthplace of all beauty and reservoir of the nectarine songs of his flute? Oh, let a thunderbolt strike his head. Why does he keep such eyes? My dear friend, please hear me. I have lost all providental strength without Krishna. My body, consciousness, and mind, as well as all my senses, are useless. Topics about Krishna are like waves of nectar. If such nectar does not enter one's ear, the ear is not better than the whole of a damaged conch shell. Such an ear is created for no purpose. The nectar from the lips of Lord Krishna and his transcendental qualities and characteristics surpass the taste of the essence of all nectar, and there is no fault in tasting such nectar. If one does not taste it, he should die immediately after birth, and his tongue is to be considered no better than the tongue of a frog. One's nostrils are no better than the bellow of a blacksmith. If one has not smelled the fragrance of Krishna's body, which is like the aroma of musk combined with that of the blue lotus flower. Indeed, such combinations are actually defeated by the aroma of Krishna's body. The palms of Krishna's hand and the soles of his feet are so cool and pleasant that they can be compared only to the light of millions of moons. One who has touched such hands and feet has indeed tasted the effects of touchstone. If one has not touched them, his life is spoiled and his body is like iron. Lamenting in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened the doors of grief within his heart. Morose, humble, and disappointed, he recited a verse again and again with despondent heart. If chant the transcendental form of Krishna comes before my path of vision, my heart injured, injured from being beaten will be stolen away by Kupi's happiness personified, because I could not see the beautiful form of Krishna to my heart's contents. When I again see his form, I shall decorate the faces of time with many jewels. Whenever I had the chance to see Lord Krishna's face and his flute, even in a dream, two enemies would appear before me. There were Pleasure and Kupi. And since they took away my mind, I was not able to see the face of Krishna to the full satisfaction of my eyes. If by chance such a moment comes when I can once again see Krishna, then I shall worship those seconds, moments, and hours with flower garland and pulp of sandalwood, and decorate them with all kinds of jewels and ornaments. In an instant, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regained external consciousness and saw two persons before him, questioning them. He asked, "Am I conscious? What dream have I been seeing? What craziness have I spoken? Have you heard some expressions of humanity?" Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "My dear friend, you are all my life and soul. Therefore, I tell you that I possess no wealth of love for Krishna. Consequently, my life is poverty stricken. My limbs and senses are useless." Again he addressed Swarupa Damodara and Raya Ramananda, speaking despondently, "Alas, my friend, you can now know the certainty within my heart, and after knowing my heart, you should judge whether I am correct or not. You can speak of this properly." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then began to chant another verse. Love of Godhead, devoid of cheating propensities, is not possible within this material world. If there is such a love, there cannot be separation, for if there is separation, how can one live? Pure love for Krishna, just like gold from the Jambu River, does not exist in human society. It, if it uh, excited, there could not be separation. If separation were there, one could not live. Thus speaking, the son of Srimati Sachi Mata recited another wonderful verse, and Ramananda Raya and Swarupa Damodara heard this verse with rapt attention. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I feel shameful to disclose the activities of my heart. Nonetheless, I shall be done with all formalities and speak from the heart. Please hear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, my dear friend, I have not the slightest ting of love of Godhead within my heart. When you see me crying in separation, I am just fleshly exhibiting a demonstration of my great fortune. Indeed, not seeing the beautiful face of Krishna playing his flute, I continue to live my life like an insect without purpose. Actually, my love for Krishna is far, far away. Whatever I do is actually in exhibition of pseudo love of Godhead. When you see me cry, I am simply falsely demonstrating my great fortune. Please try to understand this beyond a doubt. Even though I do not see the moon-like face of Krishna as he plays on his flute, and although there is no possibility of my meeting him, still I take care of my own body. That is the way of lust. In this way, I maintaining my fly-like life. Love for Lord Krishna is very pure, just like the waters of the Ganges. That love is an ocean of nectar. That pure attachment to Krishna does not conceal any spot, which would appear just like a spot of ink on a white cloth. Unallied love of Krishna is like an ocean of happiness. If someone gets one drop of it, the whole world can drown in that drop. It is not befitting to express such love of Godhead, yet a madman must speak, but even though he speak, no one believe him. In this way, Lord Chaitanya used to revel in ecstasy day after day and exhibit this ecstasy before Swarupa and Ramananda Rai. Externally, there appeared severe tribulation as if he were suffering from poisonous effects, but eternally he was experiencing bliss. This is characteristic of transcendental love of Krishna. Hare Krishna. I will stop my talk.